matched against Taipei the other night. In the bottom of the 10th inning, Kiuchi with the home run that ended it and sent him to the international final. Then yesterday, Kanabuko in the bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded, a walk-off grand slam. Got some bats on that other side too, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, Japanese bats have started to awaken. They came in here hitting well, but not exceptionally well, but the power has started to really come on for Japan. They had only 2 home runs coming into the last game yesterday in the international finals. But I'll tell you what, they got 2 more yesterday, and there's a secret weapon and a reason that this power has started to erupt. The young men from Japan had decided to raid the back rack of Venezuela. Venezuela had all the RBIs, all the home runs here, and hitting for average and hits. But the Japanese kids found out, you know what, let's change the bats. They've got Venezuelan bats that have brought them power.
All right. So it's coming up. Settle back, everybody. The Little League World Series Championship, Japan and the United States. So let's have these youngsters from Tokyo, Japan, introduce themselves to you.
僕の名前は福島優也です。好きな選手はシアトルマリナーズのイチローです。
自分の名前は平出寛太です。好きな選手は岩村明成選手です。
私の名前は金久保亮です。好きな野球選手はレッドソックスの松坂選手です。
私の名前は加藤勝孝です。好きな選手はイチロー選手です。
私の名前は木内淳翔です。私の好きな選手は松坂大輔選手です。僕の名前は栗原優也です。好きな選手はシアトルマリナーズのイチローです。私の名前は松森剛です。好きな選手はイチローです。私は小川亮です。好きな選手はイチローです。私の名前は荻野正也です。好きな選手はイチロー選手です。
私の名前は佐賀江譲です。好きな野球選手はマリナーズのイチロー選手です。
私の名前は柴田康介です。私の好きな選手はイチローです。私の名前は柴田俊介。好きな選手はイチローです。
私の名前は竹脇宏樹です。私の好きな選手はイチローです。
私の名前は安田優里です。私の好きな選手はシアトルマリナーズのイチロー選手です。
These youngsters from Japan, I think they're born. I think they come out keeping that weight on that back foot with that front toe up a little bit.
No.
3-2. A rematch of a year ago between Japan and the state of Georgia. Right field, playable. Over the head, though. Wynn misplays it, and Japan jumps ahead 1-0. Well, I don't know if it was the sun or what out there, but it seemed to be playable, and then it simply went over his head.
Well, it was a full swing, caught it a little off the end of the bat, does Yasuda. Yasuda had a huge game against Chinese Taipei, 2 for 4. Here, Clint Wynn just doesn't time it quite right. A fine athlete out there in right field, just misplayed it a little. A fine young athlete. The bat has awoken. He's using the Venezuelan bat now. They like that an awful lot, but on the mound, he's going to have to limit the offense. He's 1-0 with a 3.75 here. Outstanding fastball. And one of the things you're going to watch about this pitcher is the way the catcher sets up for him. They set up very wide to try and work the play on the corner or even off the plate.
So defensively, Hirade Day is the catcher. Fukushima, the big first baseman, and Ogawa was yesterday's pitcher.
Yesterday's pitcher, these guys switched positions. Pitcher and the shortstop. Ogawa's got fantastic range, and of course, coming from the pitching mound, an unbelievable arm.
Just a gorgeous day here in Williamsport. Perhaps the nicest of the entire World Series. There's a traveling party of 27, including that team, parents, and friends who have come here, and we will show you just how expensive this trip is. Each person was able to buy a package deal for 500,000 yen, which is $4,294. That gave you round-trip airfare from Tokyo to JFK, the bus here. The total cost for all 27 people, $115,000.
Wow.
2 out here at the bottom of the first. And Georgia down in the first inning. First strikeout for Kanakubo. Japan leads it early, 1-0. Just joined us. Japan scored a run on a walk and a triple by Yasuda. They're up 1-0. Base hit, right field.
Could have cut it off.
Gets through to the wall, and Ogawa holds at second. So, another change here is when they moved the fences back a couple of years ago, we see more balls get into the gaps than we used to.
We do. This hard hit ball goes a long ways. 205 2 years ago. Last year it went back to 225. More doubles, more cutoffs and relays. And Ryo Ogawa has been a huge part of this Japanese team. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs against Caribbean. Curacao, winning pitcher against Canada, and then yesterday the walk-off grand slam to get him here.
You know, plus the gaps widen out when they have the same dimensions in left, right, and center. Everything gets wider.
There are the gaps.
It's a huge fan out there.
Fukushima, the big first baseman, steps in, and it was interesting that Ogawa said, I don't want any of that pinch runner stuff. I know I can come back at the game, but I'm staying right here.
I don't blame him.
Little Matsumori was going to go out there and offer him a breather, and I don't think so.
Man, he come way over here not to run.
That's right. Changes up off the pitcher's leg. Got a base hit, and 1 scores. Aquino drives in the run.
Injury timeout. Like an injury timeout.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So a timeout here.
I sure hope it's an injury timeout.
Sure? All right. Can you take a few throws? Yeah. Take a few throws? Okay.
Looked like that ball hit him in the quad.
Well, Aquino hit it pretty good. Keaton Allen did a great job getting back into the count, falling behind 2-0, had to come in with a strike, and Aquino just put the good part of the bat on it and drove it back up the middle. It's good to see that Keaton wants to continue.
And he's really pretty lucky. It's hard to say if that ball did hit him because there's one more run probably if the ball doesn't hit him. He almost got out of that with the kick save.
To stay on, just to follow the team and support his son.
That time he went. First and second, 1 out. And third baseman Hunter Jackson. Let's check in for more on this Japanese team with Orestes Estrada. Big O.
Thanks, fellas. And you see the respect they have for manager Kubo as he goes out there. They take their hats off whenever he gets on the mound. And we've seen them. We've actually seen them have some bad performances. They got thrown out at third a few times, and they've messed up some plays, which is not Japanese style. They're pretty much a well-oiled machine. But I'll tell you what, one of the things that they do come back and do is pay attention to their manager. And at Labadee Stadium, right now they're going to be paying attention to what he has to say and get back to work. You'll notice Kanakubo will tug at his heart, tug at his chest a lot. He's doing it right now, and that is to just get him going and get himself right back on track. Gamansuru, which means patience.
You know,
But it's the difference between designing a field for everyone compared to the best teams in the world.
That's correct.
With 2 out here, bottom of the second inning. That'll do it. Catcher Kendall Scott has traded the tools, and he's out on the mound now. He is the second pitcher used by Georgia, and Yasuda will be the first hitter he faced. And we could see right away that he's got a little bit of heat he'll bring up here.
Yes, he does. And he threw it right by the catcher. That's first pitch.
Almost like Ichiro goes after the one fly.
Called strike 3. Matsumori is gone. For the first time today, Japan does not score, and the heart of the Georgia lineup is coming up.
I know, but you got to work, okay?
1 out for the Japanese side. And now there are 2.
There were 11 left-handed pitchers that pitched here this year. They had a 1.88 ERA. The right-handers that pitched here a 4.52.
Swung on. Mom. Got him. Oh, what's going on with the Japanese team?
Well, if you look at third base, what a rarity. Coach Ono is not there. Manager Kubo is at third base, which is not a normal occurrence whatsoever. He normally is in the dugout, and he's trying to get something going for his team.
Hasn't done much so far. Oh, that's 2 strikeouts. 7 now for Kendall Scott, who opened the game as the catcher and now has come on, and he's taking advantage of this sun to shadow Oral big time.
It really is. This has been key.
Got him, struck the side out. 8K.
Well, I tell you what, they broke out in the first inning. Little misplay out in right field, but Flint Wynn made a nice effort right there. Cost them a run, but coming back with some power. Keaton Allen, who was on the mound at the time, just missed a home run. Got 2 to tie the game up. Almost, young man. But I'll tell you what, Kendall Scott in relief. Coming back, settled in with the shadows and his great ability. He has shut down the Japanese offense.
Our KFC storyline of this game. And Dusty, you pointed out that Keaton Allen, he went on a strikeout tear there coming from the sun to the shadow.
Well, hey, man, Oral said it. It's tough, you know, seeing those shadows. And he struck out 5 in a row. 5 in a row after those shadows.
Now Kiuchi has moved in from right field and shortstop to be the relief pitcher. What a tough spot to come in. Kubo removed because he reached the 85 pitch limit, a new rule this year. So here comes the second Japanese pitcher. Oh, he swung at the high heat. Nick Martin. Swung and missed, and we'll go to extra inning. And for that high pitch, got him on strikes. That's strikeout number 9.
2-2.
And while you take a look at that, Oral, Lay will make his pitching change. No. You know what it was?
So.
It was might have been the top of the umpire's mask. Well, here in Williamsport, Kendall Scott has certainly saved the day for Georgia. He turns it over to Zane Conlon, tied at 2, Oral.
Well, with the new pitch count rules, you have to show the depth in your staff. Kendall Scott did not start here today, but he was dominant, and he was the savior. You see the 87 pitches, but he brought the heat. It was fastballs, it was breaking balls. At one point in the game, he retired 10 batters in a row. He continued to pick his team up. When he first came in, he had trouble finding his release point, a few walks, but once he settled in, he shut down this Japanese team, and he has given Warner Robins a chance to win this game, and much appreciation around from all his teammates. Everyone, give him a little love.
Carl, it certainly has been a magical ride. That's the only way to describe it. And you mentioned walk-off home runs, and here comes the young man who is fully capable of that. Dalton Carriker, the shortstop, the ringleader of this Georgia offense, steps in. And they have pitched around him. Kiuchi is the second Japanese pitcher. And he has come on here, Oral, and he looks like he knows what he's doing out there.
Depth of pitching on the Japanese team is absolutely amazing. Their mechanics, the strength of their arms.
And they have them playing extremely deep in the outfield. Almost standing on the warning track. So the coach backing them up, backing them up, backing them up, and they're still backing up.
All 3 outfielders are beyond the old fence at 205. We're now at 225.
Shows the respect that they have for Dalton and what he can do.
Well, behind him, the 3 and 4 hitters, Michael Wells, Kendall Scott, David Humphreyville, bats 5th. So this is the meat of the Georgia lineup here in the bottom of the 8th. Deep right field! Deep right! It's over! It's over! Georgia wins it on a Dalton Carriker walk-off home run! The little team that could. Warner Robins, Georgia. Back-to-back Little League World Series championships for the young men from the Peach State. And your heart goes out to the Japanese players who have just suffered their first defeat this year at Williamsport. And here comes the sportsmanship. Here come the Georgia players.
Hey, don't hang your head, guys. Great game. Good job. Good job. Hey, come on, bud. Good job. Good job. Hey, bud. Hey.
Dalton Carriker with his 4th home run of the Little League World Series. His mother and his sister, an outstanding softball player, watching here today as the young man puts a charge in one. As Dusty said, if he's going to do it, right field's the place.
Well, I tell you, the coach told him, you guys, they're giving it to him all game. Looked like he had his mind made up that that ball's going to be on the outside part of the plate, and he didn't miss it. Boy, what a finish. And from now on, you don't want to be facing Georgia in that final game. They find a way to win.
Don't they, though? Oral, this is a wonderful feeling.
It's fantastic because as we've gone to these different kids and coaches, these are the greatest around.
The championship banner will be presented to the young men from Georgia. Just a phenomenal accomplishment. And what a job the manager, Mickey Lay, has done with these youngsters. His coach, Mike Smith. You congratulate them and all the players and the parents who followed this team.
We could have watched this all day. You hate for somebody to lose this because you feel so badly for the Japanese kids when you see them.
They played so well
man,
here.
you know, crying their hearts out, and they played their hearts out.
You know, you lose that coin flip.
That's right.
The other team's the home team, and 4 consecutive games, and
that's
now
what we
the United States, yeah.
We used to, you know, we're flipping for the bat. My brother always wanted to be the visitors. I always wanted to be the home till you get that last at bat.
Yeah, there's the banner, Dusty. That's what you play for.
Yes, you do.
Millions of youngsters around the world, and it comes down to the last little men standing. And here on the Field of Dreams, they do it with the 5th walk-off home run of this Little League World Series. What more can you say? It was a phenomenal accomplishment. For Oral Hershiser, Dusty Baker, Aaron Andrews, Orestes Destrada, and Carl Ravitch, I'm Brent Musburger. We hope that you have enjoyed this year's coverage of the Little League World Series. Warner Robins, Georgia does it. So